This is Sky World News with Lukwesa Bura.
Good morning. Our top stories. ISIS fighters in Iraq are reported to have captured more towns, including border crossings into Jordan and Syria. The mother of a British man filmed calling for jihad in Syria and Iraq has appealed for him to come home. And more than 350,000 people have fled fighting in Pakistan along the border with Afghanistan. The army is preparing a major offensive against militants. Well, let's get more on the deepening crisis in Iraq, and we're joined by Arash Aramesh, National Security Analyst at Stanford University in California. Hello, Arash. Iran warning against any American troop involvement. Why are they suddenly speaking up so much about this?
Of course, while Iran wants to make sure that a radical Sunni organization like ISIS doesn't take over Iraq and doesn't defeat Iran's handpicked Shiite government, the government of Nouri al-Maliki in Iraq. On the other hand, Iran's big enemy, the so-called the Great Satan, is the United States of America. The top brass of the Iranian political leadership, that is the Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who is the supreme leader of Iran, and key generals in the IRGC are very anti-American, very anti-Western. And the last thing they want is to have yet another American boots sort of presence on the ground in Iraq. However, they would probably like to get some American support to get their guys get rid of the Sunni radicals and rebels. Okay, and what about Nouri al-Maliki's Shia government? Do you think that there is any way he can survive? Day after, every day after day, the likelihood of Nouri al-Maliki's survival is diminishing, but he's also trying to turn this into a full-fledged sectarian conflict. He is now representing the Shiite bloc, while the rebels are representing the Sunni bloc. A lot of people in his own coalition, from the Sadrist movement or from the Hakim movement, these are Shiite political parties in Iraq that formed a coalition with Nouri al-Maliki. Last month, when Maliki won the election, these coalition members wanted this guy out. They said they did not want a third Maliki premiership as Iraq's prime minister. But right now, there's a greater danger for these guys. And the danger is, A, the rise of ISIS, and B, a lot of Sunnis frustrated with all these sectarian politics being run for the past 10 years in Iraq, rallying behind ISIS and taking big chunks of Iraqi territory. Well, no matter what Mr. al-Maliki wants, Mr. Obama is saying he's not sending the troops in certainly to help, but more to protect the interests of the U.S. within Iraq. Of course, American interest in Iraq, first and foremost, is stability. This can easily spill over. Look at what's happened in Syria. In Syria, the civil war became a regional conflict, spilled over to Iraq. And a lot of people would argue that, Syria would have not happened had it not been for instability in Iraq many years ago. So this can easily go to Jordan. This can easily destabilize other regional players, such as Lebanon. And, this can also go back and bite the Saudis as well, even though they're funding the Saudis, the Qataris, some rich Kuwaitis are funding ISIS. A lot of these radicals can come back and fight there against their governments. Plus, there are a lot of European fighters right now fighting in this theater. There are a lot of British citizens that are fighting in this theater. They can easily go back, and they have a British passport. This could be a real homegrown problem for years to come. Okay, we'll leave it there. Arash, lovely, thank you.